About 25 miles northeast from Mexico City, you can see the astounding remains of the ancient city/religious center known as Teotihuacan. This is the most visited archaeological site in all of Mexico, receiving over 4 million visitors a year. Well, it does appear we have arrived to the archaeological ruins of Teotihuacan. And now to begin and give commence to this expeditionary endeavor, it's time to do some proper exploration. Won't you join me? I'm not kidding, folks. If you're out of shape, this is torture. True torture. This is it. You see people, you hear them panting all around you. You're huffing and puffing as you're coming up this thing. It's a workout. Oh, I dare you, triathletes, Ironmen, and all those CrossFitters, do this thing over and over again. Oh boy. So apparently the stairs just get steeper and steeper, or only children were allowed to go up beyond this point, because the steps, look at how much my foot is still hangs out from it. Keep going. All right. A little more. Okay. But since I used to be an athlete, I'm used to finding that second wind. Here we go. Still strenuous though. I need a beer. Anybody got a beer? You got a beer? No, just kidding. Man, wow. Whew, you feel alive. Your lungs just start going. Everything opens up. Your arteries, your nostrils. Full lungs of a guy who's never smoked in his life. Wow, amazing. Let's take that final step, folks, to the point, to the zenith of this pyramid. Let's just get to it. Just imagine what Cortez, Spanish conquistadors, what they felt when they reached the city and saw all these things. It must have been an astonishing moment for them. Did we just reach an alien civilization? Did we just time warp? Who knows what they thought? But if now these pyramids, these structures, without the plating, without all the recoverings, ornamental recoverings that they had, even without them, they look amazing. One can only think what the thought was of those early conquistadors. You know, you look at Teotihuacan and you think it's a very ancient civilization. You maybe think it's contemporary to the pyramids in Egypt, you'd think. But no, actually this whole complex began construction 100 years BC. So that means that at its zenith, at the peak of this civilization, it was contemporary to the Roman Empire. Can you believe this? So 250 AD is when Teotihuacan finished construction. And Teotihuacan is a Nahuatl word which means the birthplace of the gods. So these people thought that the gods built the universe on this very spot. So it's very interesting of a civilization long gone, but whose relics and construction still speak to us. So more to come, folks, more to find out. This is Crossing South. Stay with us. We can only imagine how impressive this place was nearly 2,000 years ago. This place was a center of industry, home to many potters, jewelers, and craftsmen of obsidian. Immigration appeared to be common here. So we can imagine a culturally diverse city, a melting pot along the lines of New York today. Besides the obvious pyramids, there is so much more. Archaeologists have discovered complex, multi-story, multi-family living compounds which housed the large population. These comfortable homes indicate that there was a strong middle class. Teotihuacan's importance can be seen in how it had a cultural and architectural influence in ancient sites located in other states of Mexico. Ancient inscriptions indicate political influence reaching as far as Central American countries like Honduras and Guatemala. Teotihuacan has an effect on people, but for me, it was time to head down. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen enough. But the way down has its own inspiring moments because you get to see it all over again. So it's a good thing to have these things because these steps can't be, look at how much, your foot's left hanging out. I mean, these guys had small feet, I guess, because it's crazy. So it's a good thing I had something to hold on to. As in all places where tourists flock, there will be vendors looking to capitalize on your current excitement and be ready to sell you a memento to remind you of your visit. Some of them are pretty cool. I must admit, I got a couple of these things. Ornaments that make the sounds of animals that were important to the pre-Hispanic peoples here. A cooler version of a duck collar. But here you're calling eagles and jaguars. Remains of large cats such as jaguars have actually been found in chambers underneath the pyramids, apparently used in religious sacrifices. This right here is called the Avenue of the Dead. We're not dead. We're gonna walk it. Come with us, folks. When you see that those stones, those rocks, that's not how they looked. The recovering that these buildings had was a sort of plaster, which is like that whitewashed, area that still remains. That's how the whole thing looked. So just, Google image, Teotihuacan, and you'll see artist depictions of how they might have looked at it. And it seems like a very sophisticated form of building. And these people didn't have cranes. These people didn't have, modern tools we have today. And they're using rock and molding it into these fantastic symmetrical shapes. It's just amazing. We head now toward the northern end of this historical site to climb the Pyramid of the Moon. Nobody told me archaeology was going to be such a workout. Man, what happened to these people? Malnourished skeletal remains suggest there could have been a famine caused by droughts or possibly due to a volcanic eruption nearby. Evidence of fire damage in the temples and upper-class buildings indicate unrest and uprising against the nobility during this starving decline. Who knows what they were hurling to those privileged ones, probably an ancient equivalent to a Molotov cocktail. One can just imagine hungry protesters hating against the 1%ers of the time. But I think the ones carrying out the human sacrifices were, let's just say, not blameless here. It was truly an amazing adventure to come to Teotihuacan, this World Heritage Site on the outskirts of Mexico City. Hello there! Thank you for watching that Crossing South video on the KPBS YouTube channel. If you like that, click the subscribe button up here so you can watch more videos like that. Take care. Bye-bye.